What's up, everybody? I'm Kelly Johnson, the host of the Daily Grind podcast, the official podcast of the Kelly Johnson Foundation. The goal of our foundation is to make a difference and share and support future leaders. Tune in today's episode and follow our podcast on Spotify and Apple to stay up to date with all the content and events. Links are in the description. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Grind. My name is Kelly Johnson, your fun and friendly host. We are in episode 8 of season 7, the very best one yet. I'll keep the introduction short because we have a special guest on today's podcast. I'd like to introduce you, Emma Grome. She's a recent grad and now alum of the University of Kentucky's women's volleyball team. She's been awarded the SEC Freshman of the Year in 2021. She's continued to excel, securing the title of the SEC Player of the Year, earning second team All-American honors in 2022. Her strategic play and leadership were further recognized in 2023 when she was named U.S. Women's Collegiate National Team. She's had quite the accolades during her collegiate career, prowess as a setter, and competitive spirit now continue to drive her to new heights, including signing her first pro contract and now setter for Las Changas de Naranjito. So welcome to the show, Emma.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming on to the Daily Grind. We are excited to have you on the show, Emma. Our listeners are beyond excited to learn more about your story, what you do. So might throw some sports puns your way. So I will maybe pass the ball to you if you can introduce yourself and what you do on your daily grind.
Okay, yeah. Well, as you said, I am a recent graduate of the University of Kentucky. I'm a setter, so if you don't know what that is, I basically run the offense in volleyball, and now, I signed my first pro contract, and I'm playing in Puerto Rico for Las Changas de Naranjito. Naranjito is a cool little town in the mountains in Puerto Rico. They're really big on volleyball here, so that's been super fun. And my daily grind, right now, it's definitely different than what I was used to for 4 years in college. No more school, so all I do is I pretty much get up, I work out in the morning. I have a nice little chunk during the day where I can pretty much do whatever I want. I usually try to go outside, go for some walks. I've been trying to get more into yoga and stretching, which is something I've never been super great at. But and then we have practice at night. Our practice isn't until 8 p.m., so that's a lot different than what I'm used to. So work out in the morning, practice at 8 p.m. at night. Normally our games are also at 8 p.m. Because a lot of the other people that play here, the people from Puerto Rico, they have jobs during the day, so it's cool that it caters to what everybody needs. But that's pretty much it. It kind of looks, the main things are the workout and the volleyball. That's obviously my job, that's what I'm here to do, but the rest of the day is kind of my own. I've been trying to explore the island and try Puerto Rican food, go to new places, just see what I can see while I'm here.
Yeah, really well said, Emma. Again, we're excited to have you on the show. We'll talk more on your day in the life shortly in this interview. I wanted to hit home, though, too, for our listeners, coming across your story, your passion for volleyball. When did you start playing, or when did you kind of knew that you wanted to go pursue this as a career?
I've pretty much been playing ever since I was physically able to. So really, really young. I remember, oh, hi, buddy. Sorry. But ever since I was little, I remember using the big beach balls to play volleyball with. That's how young I started, because my mom coached for a long time, and my sister also played. So I pretty much grew up in a volleyball gym. Was always surrounded by it. I tried other sports, but always ended up coming back to volleyball. Volleyball was just the one that, hit home with me the most. I loved it, and pretty much it was never really a question for me of if I would stop playing. It was always a goal for me to continue playing as long as I could, and here I am living out my dream, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, super exciting. And then tell us more with the transition from you just graduated University of Kentucky. What led you to, or how long have you been based in Puerto Rico now, and what led you to, working with the team, or currently being a setter for this team?
So it was quite a quick turnaround. I graduated from UK December 20th, and literally 7 days later, it was the 27th or 28th, I was getting on a flight to come down here. So definitely a very quick turnaround. But it was really cool to have this opportunity. You know, I was exploring all of my options, knowing that I was going to graduate, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. There was a point in time where I wasn't sure if I wanted to like go to a new area, like a new country or overseas or something to play, but you know, sometimes you just gotta take a leap, take a risk, and go for it. And I've been loving it, and I hope to continue playing for a long time.
Yeah, really well said. Perfect timing when we have guests on the show too. We're recording in February, so you've been just like over 2 months or so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's crazy. The time's been going so fast, but it also feels so long at the same time. But I can't believe just 2 months ago I graduated. So.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's surreal, quite the milestone that you're hitting, and lots of excitement and memories to make, you know, down the road. And we'll talk on some of your highlights as well. We want to, with our daily grinders out there that want to be motivated by your story, or they're, you know, in their respective sport or industry, working a 9 to 5. We come across, you know, obviously challenges along our way or obstacles. Can you tell us about a recent challenge you've had to overcome?
Well, I'd really say just the situation I'm in. Like, again, like I said, I thought it was really scary to go somewhere else. Like before like pro volleyball was a thing in the US, you know, you had to go overseas. Like you had to go somewhere else to play. So like in my mind, like I knew that. But then when I was getting closer and now there was pro volleyball in the US, it was like, oh gosh, that seems so scary to like, you know, pick up my whole life and go somewhere else. But, you know, just you never know what opportunities you're going to get. And this opportunity came along and I don't know, like I said, it was a leap of faith, and I knew it would be challenging. And there's been some ups and downs since I've gotten here. Like you never know how things are going to work out. But I think just keeping a positive mindset, like thinking how cool is it that I get to go live in Puerto Rico, live by the beach, and be able to play the sport that I love. Like not many people get that opportunity. So just whatever life throws at me or whatever challenges I face, just knowing that like this is such a cool opportunity and I just want to continue growing my game, growing as a person, like getting to experience life on my own, like literally on my own. Like my family's back at home, like it's me and my cat taking on Puerto Rico, taking on the world, like wherever I end up going next. So I think that's been definitely a challenge, but really cool and a great opportunity for growth for me in both volleyball and life itself.
Yeah, really well said, Emma. We are grateful to have you on the Daily Grind here, sharing your story, but then motivating us at the end of the day as well. We are all about personal growth too, so finding those ways or having that growth mindset to achieve both our short-term, long-term goals and continue on our journey here. And love to have, we already had your cat make a special appearance on our episode, so we'll see if it'll come back.
That was another challenge. It was his first flight to come here. So that's been fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then speaking of on the flip side too, because we're all about sharing success stories as well, can you tell us about maybe one of your favorite team or even career highlights year to date, whether it's, you know, life as a pro now or what you've looked back on at UK?
Yeah, I mean, in my time at Kentucky, we did so many cool things. I mean, we won the SEC 4 times. That's pretty special to be a part of. So there was definitely like a lot of good memories there, but I would say the one that maybe means a little bit more was this past year, making it to the Elite 8. Obviously the goal is to win a national championship, and I'm really, you know, I'm bummed that I didn't get to do that while I was there, but just being able to make it to the Elite 8 this year, that's the farthest I've made it in my career at Kentucky. And I think it's funny because this is probably the year that nobody would have expected that to be the farthest that I made it, just with like we lost a lot of seniors and a lot of people on our team that year, and we had a very young roster that was playing, so you know, it kind of seemed going into it like it could be more of a rebuilding year. But then we were able to pull together and make it even further than we ever had while I was there. So I think that was really special. And also getting to the Elite 8 to win that, or to get to that game, we had to beat Missouri, who we had already played twice in the season. And if you looked the year before, we had played Arkansas twice in regular season. And then we got to them in the Sweet 16, same round of the tournament, and they beat us, you know. And there's always that saying, like, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, which yes, it is, but I think the fact that we were in the same situation that took us out the year before and we were able to turn around and win this time, that was really special.
Yeah, really well said. And it's not just, you know, like that physical toughness, it's also mental toughness, would you say, like as a team having
For
that?
sure. Yeah, especially since that was like, it was literally the exact same situation we were in, just a different team. So being able, like, going in knowing, man, like last year they got us. Like, we don't want that to happen again, but we have to be mentally strong and knowing that we have to stay playing at our level to be able to beat this team. And they were a very good team. And so, yeah, just being able to mentally overcome that is huge. And I don't know, it just felt very rewarding that we were able to right the wrongs of the previous year almost.
That's great, and are all about again the positive energy, and then also sharing your accomplishments on the show here. We want to switch over to day in the life because we all of us, you know, tuning today's show are curious about what you do in your respective daily grind. Can you walk us through, you know, the daily grind of Emma Grome here, you know, day in life, whether it's a game day or a non-game day?
Right, maybe if you don't mind, I could like walk you through maybe a typical week and kind of give you the rundown of what we do.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, whole week. Let's do it.
Well, so basically here we work out 3 times a week, and I won't lie, like they're awesome. It's hardest workouts I think I've ever done, but I feel like I'm getting in the best shape of my life. But so we get to pick which days we want to go in and what time. But so I normally go in around like 9. I leave at like 8:30ish, and you know, I get to sleep in a little bit, but I'm still getting up and starting my day. And then we practice every night at 8 p.m. It's usually 8 to like 10:30, so pretty late at night, but usually those are like the 2 main things we have in the day. And like I said before, the rest of my day is pretty much open, which is something that I've never really been used to. It's definitely like obviously really awesome, like that I'm used to being really busy with school. It would be like get up at 6 a.m., go to workouts, class, everything, go to practice. By the time you get home, it's time for dinner and go to bed. But so I think this is something that's like a good challenge to have for me, is I'm not used to like having free time. It's hard for me to relax. I want to be on the move all the time. But that's where I think going, like trying new foods, like going to the beach. I've been trying to go to different beaches. Awesome, right? I've been trying to get into yoga, stretching. Like there's a lot of things I feel like I can take like this as a good opportunity to work on my personal growth. Like we've said, like I want to get back into reading. You know, I used to love reading, and then school happened and we had to read for school, and I don't know, I never got into it, but I'd like to get back into reading. And there's just so many different things that I feel like I can do here to work on like my growth as a person and build habits that I can take into the rest of my life. So that's really cool. And then on game days, it's kind of the same schedule, but a little bit different. Like I don't have to work out on a game day, but as we're called reinforcements because like I'm not from Puerto Rico, but they brought me into play here, so I'm a reinforcement, and our job is volleyball here. So I go in on game days and I get extra reps just to prepare for the game. And also I like it because compared to college, it's a lot different on game days. Normally in college, we would get there like 4 or 5 hours before the game. We'd have a practice in the morning. We'd have a warm-up, serve, pass, warm-up. We'd have the actual game warm-up and then the game. But here, it's literally show up. We get there. If our game's at 8, we would get there at 6. We would have to be ready by 6:45. And then we start our warm-up. And then we play the game. So, like, that's pretty much it. It's not like as much volleyball as I was used to. So I like going in on game days to get extra reps and kind of get my body moving so I'm not like sluggish later in the day. And then I come home, usually relax for a little bit, make my dinner, and depending on where the game is, we drive ourselves to our games, which is also different from college. But if it's a home game, I live 10 minutes from the gym, so I would leave at like 5:45 to get there. But some of these games are like an hour away, so when we have to account for traffic and driving on our own, so we could be leaving at like 4:30, 5. It just depends on where it is.
Yeah, really well said. Thanks for sharing a snapshot in the week week of Emma Grome here. Talk about optimizing your time and what you do day in and day out of your respective grind. All about exploring and curious to see where we go. We might have to get you back on the show, the latest and greatest on what you've all seen out in Puerto Rico,
Right.
giving us some positive energy and sunshine coming our way. Literally
Yes.
on all the beaches and of what you've explored, from the coast over there. But yes, we also want to talk on, we talked about your daily grind, and that's the name of our show. Emma, what does the daily grind mean to you?
When I think of daily grind, I just think of what you do on a daily basis, your routine, like what your daily schedule looks like, as we went over. But just, some people they can look at it as like, oh, I have to do the same thing every day. Like that can get really boring. Or you can look at it as like, no, I get the opportunity to do this. Like I get to try new things. I can find growth in my like same routine, or change things up. So I think their daily grind is just, what you do every day, but you can really make it whatever you want. You can find ways to switch it up a little bit. You can find ways to, I don't know, just grow.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, one word, growth, I would say. I think that's a key takeaway for our listeners from today's show, being able to understand like where we're at right now in the present moment, what we want to do tomorrow, and where our future outlook is ahead on
Right.
in terms of our growth and our in our goals at the end of the day. But yeah, Emma, we've made it through our interview discussion. We are now ding 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 to our rapid fire section. So I'm going to give
Oh
you
boy. Okay.
top 10 questions on your favorite things. Feel free to share whatever you like on today's show. So first one here is favorite game day like breakfast meal.
Ooh, I am a classic like eggs, toast, bacon person.
Sounds delicious. Talk about feeling our grind here. All right, second one is favorite song. So like walk up music. What's like where you listen to when you walk into the arena or gym.
I feel like that really changes from day to day. Like, I'm the kind of person, I like pop, I like rap, I like country, I like a little bit of everything. So I think that really just depends on like my mood of the day. I like throwback to the 2000s music. Like, I like 80s rock. I like a little bit of everything. So that
All right,
depends.
yeah, variety. Okay, we can do that. We can DJ that up. All right, next one on here. Favorite city, state, or even university in the past that you traveled to, like where you like to travel or explore.
Oh, well, my favorite place that I've ever traveled to is gotta be Siesta Key, Florida. That's where we used to go on our family vacation every year. I haven't been able to go in so long just from volleyball and traveling for sports, but yeah, that's always my favorite.
Okay, yeah, put down the travel bucket list here for our daily grinders. All right, next one on here. Favorite foodie spot. So like favorite restaurant that you've been to recently, or one that you want to share or give us recommendations.
Oh boy. Okay, well, favorite one recently. If you're ever in Puerto Rico, I just went to this place. It was called, let me see, Pau Tostao Cafe. It was up in the mountains of Naranjito. I swear it was the best breakfast food I've ever had. And it overlooked like the whole mountains and like scenery. It was really pretty. But no, it was seriously the best food I've ever had.
Oh heck
I
yeah,
had
put
these
down
like
the.
pancake tacos filled with like there's eggs and bacon in one and fruit in the other. It was so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry right now. But yeah, all about the mountainous view too in the backdrop.
Yes, it's so
Okay.
beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Next one here, we got some team questions. Who would you say is the funniest person on your team?
Oh boy. I would have to go with my girl Adana Rollins. She's on my team here in Puerto Rico, but she also played with me at Kentucky, so that's really cool. We played together for a year, and now here we are back again. She's like unintentionally funny. Like she just does funny things. She makes me laugh, and yeah, it's really cool to have like a teammate that I've known before.
That's awesome. Yeah, you two bringing it back. Yeah, shout out to her. Next one here. I don't know if it's applicable to 'cause you drive to games, but who would you say is like the messiest teammate to room with, like on the road?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that one really applies, but I could think back to my Kentucky teammates. Mm. I don't know, I feel like nobody's really messy. Like everybody just kind of stays to their own area, you know. Even in hotel rooms, like there might be things spilling out of like your suitcase, but it's always in your own little spot. So it's not too bad.
Okay, not bad. Okay, we like that. We like that. Keeping everything clean. Next one here, going to on the court. What's your coach's favorite drill?
Mm. See, that's, I don't know, that's something that I feel like is different going from like college to professionals. I feel like a lot of our drills are just gameplay. Like we do a ton of gameplay. We don't do as many drills as we used to. I feel like part of that could be like at Kentucky in college we had like 3 different courts set up so we could split up into like position groups and do different drills that way. But here it's just one court, which is totally fine, but you can't do like as many drills, you know, or at least not as many drills like with just setters or like setters and middles. Like we do that here during our water breaks sometimes, but it's a lot more 6-on-6 and playing for sure.
Oh, that's great. All about gameplay. And then putting the coach hat on your head, Emma. What's your favorite like drill or practice activity or workout to do?
I think like throughout my career, my my favorite drill is always like 5-on-5. Like whenever you do, it's not like full 6-on-6. You know, you can kind of change it however you want. You could have a setter front row with the middle. You can have 2 pins front row, setter back row with everything. But it's always just, I don't know, it's always fun and super competitive because it's not like, I don't know, you're not super focused like, oh, it's 6-on-6, like we've got to like really lock in, but it's still like a little bit more lighthearted. It's fun, but you kind of get a new challenge of like you have to dig 1-on-1, there's only one blocker up or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, all about the practice grind. And then talking outside of the sport of volleyball, what's your favorite hobby outside of sport?
I would say just, I don't know, I guess just trying different things. Like I love going to the pool or the beach, like whether I'm here in Puerto Rico or back in Lexington or Cincinnati in the summer. That's always one of my favorite things. But I love trying like different coffee shops, different restaurants, like going to new places, trying to just explore the area that I'm in, I would say.
Okay, yeah, all about exploring. I'm the explorer. And then perfect transition on the coffee talk. Coffee or tea, and then what's your go-to order?
Definitely coffee. And I would say I usually like any kind of, like if it's Starbucks, like I'll get a shaken espresso, or if I'm at home, I have an espresso. So I can make my own drinks. Like I'm not super big. I don't like just black coffee or anything. I need a little bit of milk and some like pumps of vanilla or caramel or something. But I've been getting more into, you know, toning down the sweetness and liking the taste of coffee more. But I definitely, espresso is my go-to.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I'll put down the cue. Get it brewing now. But yeah, that wraps up our rapid fire questions here. We're going to go into in closing. Emma, we talked about your daily schedule. You have quite the grind going on, you know, as a setter with Las Changas de Naranjito. What's on your daily schedule, you know, later this year, or what's on your radar later this year?
I don't know. You know, that's what I'm gonna have to figure out. Like where I'm gonna play next, what I'm gonna do. So that's still in the works, figuring that out. But I would say when I get back, when I'm done here, and I get back to, you know, home and stuff, I'm gonna work a lot of camps, do a lot of lessons. I have people that, you know, I gave lessons to before I left for here and stuff, so I'll connect with them, hopefully get some more going, but definitely do some camps and lessons and, you know, relax a little bit after having two seasons of volleyball in a row.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, all about you know, shining light in this area and being a shining star both on and off the court with your leadership. So wish you all the best and continued success in volleyball. As we said on the podcast, keep up the grind. Emma, story very inspiring on today's show. Do you have a word of the day to motivate our listeners out there, or even a quote, saying, mantra?
I would say I feel like a word that I've thought of recently is just resilience. Like whatever life throws at you, whatever challenges you have to overcome, just thinking of it in a way of like, I'm going to come out of this so much stronger, and like overcoming these things is just going to make me better prepared for whatever happens in the future.
Wonderful. Yeah, resilience. I like that. I think that word, it's perfectly with your story, what encompasses what you're doing here out in the world, inspiring us on today's show, really motivating us to continue on that growth mindset and journey ahead. Last but not least, Emma, if listeners have questions, comments, want to get in touch with you, want to follow you on social, how can they do so?
I'm pretty much on like every social media platform. My Instagram is Emma Grome, no spaces, no periods, no nothing, just Emma Grome. My Twitter is also Emma Grome. My TikTok is eGrome. I'm trying to get more active on there, show you a little bit of a glimpse of my life, so check that out. And I recently am dabbling in YouTube, so just look up Emma Grome on there.
Wonderful. Yeah, we'll put where to find Emma in today's show notes. As always, thanks again for tuning today's episode. A big thank you to Emma for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again for tuning to today's episode. In the meantime, be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Daily Grind Pod, and follow our podcast on Spotify and Apple to stay up to date with all of our content and events. Links are in the description. Also, check out our new YouTube channel for exclusive content, including video interviews and highlights from our nonprofit events. Search for Daily Grind Podcast or just follow the link in the description. Lastly, head over to our website, www.kjfwi.org, to shop our merch. Thanks for supporting the grind, and we'll catch you next time. As always, keep grinding.